Greetings YouTube, Simon here, and today I'm going to be making this video for those of you who have been following my advice recently and not levelling up your party members, i.e. keeping them at a relatively low level throughout the course of the adventure. However, if you're new to the channel and are not sure why you'd want to keep your party members at low level, there's two fundamental reasons. The first, perhaps not as important but still worth noting, is the fact that there is dynamic levelling in this game, something that Square seemed to experiment with but didn't go back to. In other words, this is really the only Final Fantasy game where this is actually relevant, and that is enemies are actually going to level up with your party members, meaning that as you get higher in levels, the enemies that you encounter are also going to be higher in level. Now that's important to note because levelling up is perhaps, interestingly enough, not the most fundamental way of increasing your party members' stats. It does increase the stats, but not in comparison to some of the other methods that you're going to be using, such as junctioning magic. So if you can keep your party members at a low level, but still junction high level magics to their stats, then they're going to increase in power, and you can even max out their stats this way, but the enemies are still going to be low level. So the relative power difference between the party members and the enemies is going to be much greater by keeping your party members at low level than by leveling up and bringing the levels of the enemies up with them. Now, even if you do want to eventually get your party members to max level, I still strongly recommend not doing so until later on in the game, and up until then keeping their levels as low as possible. And this brings us on to the second reason why you might want to do it this way, and that's because of the stat boosting abilities that Guardian Forces can learn and provide for your party. Now these are abilities like strength bonus, vitality bonus, magic bonus and others, and what they do, once you've equipped one of these abilities on a party member, let's say you equip Ifrit's strength bonus onto Squall, then every time Squall levels up with that ability equipped, he will permanently gain 1 point to his strength stat every single level up. And when he removes that strength bonus ability, he will still keep those strength points. So let's say, for example, you equip that onto Squall when he's level 30, then you keep it on him until he's level 100, he will gain 70 points to his strength permanently. But if you equip it when he's level 10 to 100, he's going to gain 90 points. You see how that works? But here's the thing, your Guardian Forces won't learn these stat boosting abilities until they've learned a whole other bunch of abilities first. So it's good to keep your party members at low level, at least until you have those abilities. Now, one thing that you can do is still level up your Guardian Forces using this strategy I'm about to show you. And that's a good thing because you can have your Guardian Forces as high as level as you want, so they're going to be absolutely OP, but still keep your party members at low level so that the enemies remain at low level also. That way the Guardian Forces will blitz through everything you throw them at. Now, the way you can do this is during the Dollet exam mission that you take on early in the adventure, you actually gain Cypher as a temporary party member. Now the thing with Cypher, because he's only a temporary party member, you can level him up to your heart's content, and that won't affect any long-term impact on the game, outside of the fact that if you don't get many kills with him, it might give you a negative adjustment to your score, but that doesn't really make too much difference unless you're going for a perfect game, since you can boost your seed rank anyway at any time at the computer. But if you just use Cypher to do this technique, what you're going to do is actually kill off your two other party members. That way they're not going to get any experience whatsoever. And then just use Cypher to go ahead and take care of all the enemy encounters, thereby leveling him up along with all your Guardian Forces. Now what this is going to do is make it a little bit more challenging for you because you only have the one party member. But the thing with Cypher is he's very powerful, and if you followed some of my other guides, then you'll have some very strong magics also. So Tornado is one that I recommend. If you can assign that to Cypher's strength stat, then his Limit Break, which comes up regularly, will blitz everything on the screen as a single attack, and also if there's only one enemy, then his standard physical attack will take that enemy out in a single hit also. So this is a really viable method to actually level up your Guardian Forces, and most of the enemies that you're going to encounter in Dollet during the random encounters will be able to have Cure magic drawn from them so that you can keep him nicely healed. That way you don't have to go through many potions, of which you'll get a lot of, so once you do resurrect your other party members, you can heal them up as well. Now, when levelling a Guardian Force, something to bear in mind is that the experience that is gained at the end of the battle will be shared amongst every Guardian Force that is equipped on a single party member. So if Cypher has 3 of your Guardian Forces equipped, and you can have 3 Guardian Forces by this point in the game, Shiva, Quetzalcoatl and Ifrit, then the experience that is earned is going to be divided amongst the 3 of them. However, If you put Quetzalcoatl and Shiva, say, on your 2 dead party members, 1 on each, then strangely enough, even though those party members are dead, they're still going to get the full amount of experience, those Guardian Forces, but that experience is not going to be divided, which means you can level all 3 of your Guardian Forces at the same time, even though you're using 2 dead party members to help with that. Now, how long you do this is entirely up to you. The bridge is a great place, by the way, in order to engage these random encounters, because the 3 soldiers that often spawn together are very quickly dispatched using Cypher's Limit Break, and they give a nice amount of experience. You can also kill the snakes a little bit further up in the area, the anacondas, but they're a little bit trickier, so just pay attention to your health totals if you are going to take those on instead. I strongly recommend that you grind using this method to at least get the ammo refinement ability on Ifrit, which becomes available once that Guardian Force reaches level 10. And that's because if you want to keep your party members at low level, then that ability would otherwise be locked out unless you do use your other party members to level Ifrit up to level 10. So if you don't want to do that, if you want to keep them at low level, then this is the one way that you can still level him up without actually affecting those other party members' levels. But you can of course continue on grinding your Guardian Forces as much as you want. Maybe even until they get to maximum level, that's entirely up to you. Just bear in mind, you still only have 3 Guardian Forces at this point in the game. So, you know, you're not exactly leveling up a whole host of them at once, but it's still a good boost for the next portion of the game, especially having Quetzalcoatl at higher level for the upcoming spider fight. You know, that's not going to go amiss at all either. Anyway, folks, I hope this little video has helped you and has provided some good tips for you. If it has, don't forget to support me by leaving a like, subscribing to my YouTube channel. Got a whole host of Final Fantasy content on the channel you might want to check out, including walkthroughs and just all kinds of good stuff. But thanks for stopping by today. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.
Sounds like you're having fun.